Good evening and welcome to SVGTV's news for Saturday, September 12, 2015. I am Rochelle with the headlines. SVG must have a transparent, cost-effective biosafety framework in place to ensure the balance of modern biotechnology and the products created by biotechnology in the environment to lower the risk of impact of genetically modified organisms on human health and the environment. So says Dr. Merlene Keys, a legal consultant of the International Center of Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology. Dr. Keys was speaking at a media briefing as part of a visit here to assess the status of SVG's biosafety framework, which is part of the assistance provided by the Regional Biosafety Project executed by the University of the West Indies to help participating countries strengthen their national biosafety framework. The biosafety framework is being drafted by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment to guide the compliance of the government with the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety. Dr. Keys further stated that the legislation will assist the government in effectively responding to challenges posed by the rapid advancement of modern biotechnology, which in recent time is of great concern.
It's a matter of balance. Biosafety framework is not to promote genetically modified organisms or to stop genetically modified organisms. It's really a regulation in place to ensure that we address any possible risk or adverse effects to the environment and human health. And to me, it's also a benefit to the public to know that any supply or transport or importation of genetically modified crops and its products are regulated so that it can be either not permitted to be supplied and used in the Caribbean countries or supplied and used with conditions attached to make sure that if necessary they can be stopped and at the same time they're used responsibly.
Furthermore, Dr. Sylvester Lynch, the National Project Coordinator, said that the government is currently making the appropriate steps to ensure that there will be capable bodies who are ready to work to ensure that the transport of living genetically modified organisms and products from them will have no lasting effects in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
So as a country that will be impacted directly or indirectly by modern biotechnology, it is incumbent on the government and civil society to implement an effective, operable, transparent, and sustainable national biosafety framework. Capacity building, and we look at human resource development. We have had 2 persons receive training in environmental biology at the University of Michigan, and another 2 attended a regional project-sponsored workshop. 2 persons attended a University of the West Indies sponsored workshop in agricultural risk assessment. Also, there was another 2 persons receiving laboratory training.
With the issue of illegal voter registration still on the front burner here, particularly as it relates to whether Nigerian students studying here are qualified to vote, Prime Minister and leader of the ruling Unity Labour Party, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, says the law allows for the people of the British Commonwealth, including Nigerians, to vote once they meet the necessary requirements. Dr. Gonsalves, who is a trained lawyer, told SVGTV News earlier this week, since universal adult suffrage in 1951 and the furtherance of the Representation of the People's Act of 1982, once Nigerian students live in the country for more than a year and in a particular constituency for more than 6 months, they are allowed to vote.
The People Act of 1982 did not change the pre-existing regulation in this regard, the pre-existing law in this regard, that if you're a member of the Commonwealth, you're a citizen of the Commonwealth of Nations, the British Commonwealth of Nations, and you are residing in the country for a year, and you're residing in a particular constituency in which you are to be registered for 6 months, you are entitled to be registered to vote so long as you satisfy all the other requisites that you're 18 years of age and so on and so forth. Now, this has been the case, as I say, from time immemorial, from universal adult suffrage in 1951. This has been the case since 1982 with the Representation of the People Act, which sets up the new regime for voting with ID cards and the like.
The Prime Minister said similarly, other nationals such as British, Canadians and Australians are allowed to vote and have been voting for years once they meet the requirements.
Same thing with Canadians. Same thing with countries from throughout the English-speaking Caribbean. That has been going on from time immemorial. The Guyanese, the Jamaicans, the Grenadians, the Barbadians, the St. Lucians. And similarly, in those countries, the law is the same thing. It is a provision which has been, in a sense, grandfathered from the colonial times into our law. Nigeria is a member of the Commonwealth. How are you going to discriminate against Nigerians, that Nigerians are members of the Commonwealth, citizens of a Commonwealth member country, but they can't enjoy the same privilege as the British and the Canadians, and indeed the Australians and the New Zealanders?
Earlier this week, a number of residents of Barley in the Central Leeward constituency received offer letters for the purchase of lands that they have been occupying for numerous years for 50 cents per square foot. A former area representative and again the ruling ULP's candidate for the constituency in the upcoming general elections, Sir Louis Straker, said that he is happy that the government has been able to deliver to the people of Barley and encourages the recipients of the offer letters to be appreciative of the effort since the price for lands is not cheap.
Realize that you are getting this land at a time when the price of land everywhere in St. Vincent has gone up, even beyond the reach of poor people. I tell you, in Layu, you can hardly get a piece of land below $10 to $15, below $10 a square foot. You want a piece of land, you have to buy it for between $10 and $15 a square foot. So that when you are offered a piece of land here this afternoon for 50 cents a square foot, I know some people might be grunting and saying, well, some got it for 10 cents and we should get it. But I tell you the truth, 50 cents, nobody in St. Vincent will ask you for $1, much less to 50 cents. When they ask you if you have any small change, they mean if you have $5.
Additionally, Sir Louis told the persons present at the event that this has nothing to do with elections around the corner, but about meeting the needs of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He says providing the individuals with the offer letters will improve their living conditions, which will make better able to take care of themselves and also help in decreasing the number of persons in SVG who are living below the poverty line.
And we should be grateful that we have a government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that is meeting the need of poor people in this country. And some may say, well, election is coming. But this has nothing to do with elections. One, there are many people here who have never supported the governing party. And we have not discriminated by saying, because you're voting for another party, you won't get the land. We have not discriminated at all. We haven't asked which party you're supporting. We have done it because it's the right thing to do, regardless of which party you support.
A conference under the theme Parliamentary Fronts in Latin America and the Caribbean Against Hunger and Undernourishment will be hosted here on Monday by the Ministry of Agriculture. The Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines established a Parliamentary Front Against Hunger and Undernourishment with the aim of working with civil society and the farming and fishing community to reduce hunger and undernourishment to zero. The conference will bring together parliamentarians and agriculture agriculture nutrition technicians from Latin America and the Caribbean for the one-day meeting. It will be held at the NIS conference room from 9 in the morning. The director of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, Nigel Scott, speaking at the opening ceremony of a joint performance by youth ambassadors of the Republic of China and Taiwan and a number of local youth groups at the community college yesterday afternoon, said partnership between SVG and Taiwan is a very important one. Scott told the gathering that there are numerous benefits to be had from diplomatic relations. One such benefit is scholarships for Vincentian youth to become more educated so that they can contribute to the economical and social growth of SVG.
And so this occasion, this afternoon, is another reminder of a friendship and a partnership that exists not only between the countries of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Republic of China and Taiwan, but also a friendship and a partnership that exists between the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College and the embassy, the government, and the people of the Republic of China and Taiwan. Each year, a significant number of our graduates from the community college receive scholarships from the government and people of the Republic of China and Taiwan. There are those who receive scholarships to continue their studies here at the institution, and then there are those who receive scholarships to pursue university studies in Taiwan. And so we are forever grateful.
Here's a look at some of the performances at yesterday's event.
When the time is over, there is a better future.
The black-faced booties are endangered migrating birds. Every winter, they migrate from North Korea to the warm wintering sites in Taiwan.